Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thanks for joining me this morning. Just a couple of things before I start. I usually start off with my little bit of an intro here and then we'll get started on the card. I've got a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. In there you'll find lots of photos of cards that I've done over the years at my workshops and classes, and all the video ones are the ones that I do on my videos and my live videos on a Saturday morning. I've got a large Facebook group called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. It's been going for a few years now. Got lots of members in there. If you wish to join this group, there are 2 questions that you need to answer. One is why you wish to join, and the other is that you agree to the rules. If you don't see the questions on the device you're on, go to a different device. If you're on your phone, maybe try your iPad or PC. You will be rejected if you don't answer the 2 questions, but they're easy to find if you just keep looking. In there you will find, in the files tab in there, all the PDFs for my cards for my YouTube channel, and also the cards that I do on my live on a Saturday morning. There's a featured tab in there where I pin the lives to. The lives only stay in there for 30 days. That was a Facebook change we had a little while ago, but I do upload them to YouTube. So if you see a YouTube video where it says live replay, that's the one that I would have done on a Saturday morning, and I've uploaded it to YouTube. Every Monday morning at 9 I do my YouTube video. I do record them, only because it suits me to record and upload for later. But if you do comment, I do go through and check all my comments on my group, on my videos. So feel free to comment. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd love you to do so. Give me a thumbs up. If you do subscribe, there's a little bell that comes up. If you hit that, it'll notify you every time my video goes up for viewing. So that's the business side. Oh, my YouTube channel is called Creative Gems. That's the one that you're watching today. I shall put that aside and we'll get started on this card. I did see this card done a long time ago. I've tweaked a few things on it. I was going to change the size, but it didn't look so good down to Australian standard sizes, so I've left it to the size that I watched. It's called a turtle flap card. Quite appropriate for the name when you open it up. It just looks like a turtle flapping along, like so. How they go really slow. I haven't decorated much inside this one. It does lay flat eventually, and it does stand up beautifully in there as well. The one I'm doing today, I've got a little bit more detail in here, and I've got some greetings in here. Different colours, different ribbon, different everything. I did put a ribbon at the side because it's quite bulky in there. There's lots of layers, so I've put ribbon at the side to hold it together. You would probably have to pay extra postage because of the thickness of the card, but we shall go ahead and get started. Hopefully I won't take too much of your time. I have all the measurements typed up as usual, and I'll go through them with you, plus all the sets that I used for this card. We have this here. So my main base, I've chosen one of the new colours called Cloud Cover. It's one of the new in colours. That's that one there. It's 25. These are, I normally do my cards in inches, but this one worked out better in centimetres. So bear with me. I haven't converted it to inches, so if you need to do that, I think it's quite easy to do centimetres as well. Sometimes it's harder to convert back from inches to centimetres, but this way works better. It's 25 centimetres by 15. Bear with me if I say inches sometimes because I'm used to doing inches. Then we have the inner DSP, which is these 2 here. This paper that I'm using, I'll show you that first as we go. It is in the new Kintsugi Inspirations paper. Very pretty paper. It's petal pink and Misty Moonlight and the cloud cover, all those, and gold accents. It is a specialty paper. It's in the current annual catalogue, but lots of pretty papers in there. I've had 2 packs now. This is the full pack. I haven't started it yet, but I've used lots out of the other pack. I'll put that aside. So those 2 pieces are 14.5 by 12. I've kept them the same for inside. And then the front one, I'm doing the same. It'll be the same size, but just one of 14.5 by 12. We'll put those up there. My inner base. Now these have to be scored and just scored at the moment. And there's a couple of cut bits on them. It's 15 centimetres by 12 centimetres. It's the same as the base colour. I'll show you the scoring shortly. And we should have 2 of these. Oh, the inside DSP. We have this one here. Now I'm going to cut this on the diagonal. It's 7.5 by 7.5 centimetres. I'll show you where it goes in here. That's down in those other pieces in below. So you can choose whatever colours you like. The inner cross cardstock is these here, same as my base colour. That's these 2 here, which I've got in black. They're 14 by 7. There's 2 of those, same as the base colour. And then the DSP, this time I have chosen two designs again in the paper. I'll just move those decorations out. So I've got 2 of that one. Put that one over there. 2 of that one and 2 of that one. So you need 4 in total. You could do all 4 the same colours. This one here I've chosen 2 different colours. They're 6.5 by 6.5 and 2 of each pattern. My basic white back piece. Now on this one here I just did a full piece die cut with one of the frames out of the textured notes. This one today I'm doing the Everyday Arches dies. I'm just going to put that on the back, and I've got lots of more little bits and pieces that I'm going to put through on the card for decoration. My ribbon may not need as long as that, 20 centimetres. It may be a little bit shorter, but you'll need 2 of. I'll probably trim a little bit off as we go. And then some embellishments. The embellishments I'm using are these low profile dots. They're online. There's either petal, I'll choose in a minute. I'll probably use the gold. There's petal pink and gold in those. So that's all the pieces. We'll put all the decoration bits aside. And we'll put that aside. Don't need that just yet. I've got to remember to put my ribbon. The ribbon that I'm using today is this Misty Moonlight and White starter ribbon pack. There's 2 rolls in the pack. One's blue and one's white. So that's those. I'm pretty sure they're online. I'm not sure, but don't quote me on that. I can never remember what's online and what's in the catalogue. I try to mark everything lately, but it's hard to keep it up. I do have diagrams in my PDF to show you where some of the pieces go, but most of them are fairly easy to do. And I'll go through the stamp sets as we get to them. Now, we'll start with the bottom piece here. This is my base, and it's scored at 12.5, which is half of the 25. So 12.5, I've got to remember to go to the top where the centimetres are. So that's there, 12.5. And you can fold that in half and just put that aside for a sec. And I'll burnish that. I didn't get any of my tools out, but they're right here handy for me. I might just go the other way because the cut line is up that way. Just fold this so it's nice and even all the way around. Give it a good burnish. Now we need to put our ribbon on first because these 2 pieces are going to go over the top, but I want them underneath the ribbon. The ribbon underneath, I should say. I'll just put that back over there for a sec and we'll get our ribbon. Now I'm going to measure because I like things fairly neat and tidy. So it's 15 centimetres wide. So at 7.5, I'm just going to put a little pencil mark. You don't have to do this, you can eyeball it. 15 and 7.5. So I'll just put, I might use my seal, I think. No, I shall use, I'll just, oh, here, I did get it out. Actually, it's almost empty, so I might have to get a new one in a sec. I'll just put a couple of strips of seal there, not right to the edge because you don't want it, the DSP is going to go on that. So I'm just putting that on top of there, out that way, and out this way. And then these will go on inside. I'll just get another refill out in case that runs out. I think it's going to run out. We have plenty of refills there. I'll just get that ready in case we need it. I'm going to use parts of glue, parts of tear and tape, not a lot of liquid glue because I found I did do my sample one with liquid glue and it sort of stuck to parts that I didn't want it to stick to, so I might just stick to the seal today. Now I don't think this has any sort of direction of the pattern. These are going in here. There's no mat around these because it's it would make it really, really thick if you put another layer. So the DSP is just going straight over the top of the ribbon onto the base. All the way around the 4. I know it's going to run out shortly. I can see the red tape there inside. That's an indication that it's almost done. So that one in there, reasonably straight. Then we have, oh, we can put this front piece on. I might as well do that while I'm here. We can fold that back again. I'm going to decorate the front, but we'll leave the decoration till last. But this alternate pattern, you could use the same pattern inside as what you've got on the outside. There, it's run out now. Good guess, Laura. And we have this one. Nearly cut, oh, I did cut my finger. Hope I don't get stuff all over everything. This one here, and it'll go this way. There's a big blob of glue there. That one will go on there. Up the other way, I think. No. Usually I don't have a problem with this. There we go. All good. I did cut my finger with my scissors then. Not too bad. So we'll get back to here. Normally a new one starts off good, but lately we've been having trouble with these seals. It's not working very well. Usually the new one comes out nicely. I think I'm going to put a band-aid on that because it's going to keep going all over everything. Fancy cutting your finger while you're doing a video. It won't be long. I just don't want blood all over my... I can't believe I cut that. Always got band-aids handy in my craft room. You never know when you're going to cut your finger. So we shall put that piece on there. Like so. I love the gold accents in this. Now, this inside piece, it's this one here. I'll show you, I'll give you the scoring as we go. I have scored this, but I'll go through it with you again. I haven't done all of it. we're going to go at 1.5 centimetres, which is right over there, and I'm doing it on the left, from the left side, because I'm going all the way across. 1.5, 7.5, that's halfway, and 13.5, which leaves you a 5 centimetre border tab on each end. Now, if you fold that back, you can sort of see where it's going to go. We're going to score from this inside score line down to the bottom inside score line. From there across to there, not to the outside point, to the score lines, from score line to score line. Put that in the track, both sides, and score across. Same with the other way, with the score line there in the track, up the top and down the bottom, not to the point on the outside, because that's your tab on the outside, so you don't need to score right out to there. So we've got 3 score lines across and then a big cross in the centre. So we'll put that aside. Now, you just need to cut off, where did I put those dangerous scissors? Back up in here. Cut off these corners. So one, just get my little tub so I don't make a mess. Just on an angle inwards. Just gives you a bit of shape. So you've got the 4 corners cut like that. Put that aside. Now, these 2 outside score lines are going to get folded to mountain folds. This inside one here goes down to a valley fold, like so. And the, I'll just double check my photos. Yes, these are mountain folds. So cross there on the diagonal, they're mountain folds, the same as the 2 outside ones. That one there. And when you pull it, when you push it inwards, these will go down and those will come up, like so. So you end up with that shape. So just push those 2 downwards and all these 4 come upwards. And you can burnish all of those. Even though they've been burnished once, we can do them again, like so. Now, that piece I said before we're going to cut on the diagonal is going to go into these 2 centre sections. So point to point here. This is the 7.5 by 7.5 centimetre piece. So I'm putting those 2 in the track. I'm going to start my cut in the centre, because if I start down here, it's probably going to drag the point into a not so nice piece. We've still got more cutting to do later. So these 2 will go in here. One there and one there, which we can stick. I will put these in with some liquid glue. And I'll get my silicone mat because I don't want glue all over my workspace. Only because there's points here and it's always hard to get tape right into the point. So we'll use some liquid glue on this one. And my tweezers. So that one, doesn't matter which way they go, there's no direction on this. And it'll sit nicely in there with the border. It's about a 1/8 inch border all the way around. It's into winter now in Australia. Not too bad so far. I'm sure the cold weather's going to come eventually. So that one will go in that side. All good. And then we're going to take this score line that's straight down the centre. it's going to line up with the score line on your base. So just sit it exactly in there. You're going to put some glue down, and I'm going to use tape. I'm going to put some tear and tape. Both of these you need tear and tape, but we'll do one at a time. We'll put the tear and tape on, but we'll do just lay one at a time and then do the second one. So I'm going to put tape across here. You could use red tape on these as well. Parts of it I'm going to get my red tape because I know they do lift up easily with the glue if you don't give the glue time enough to set or to take. So we'll do 2 strips along there. I like that you can fit 2 strips on a tab, makes it a little bit stronger. I can't remember the last time I cut myself. I very rarely do, especially crafting. So we've got all those on. Burnish, I always burnish my tear and tape so it's nice and secure down. Now we'll go back to this, line up that centre score line there all the way through. Make it an even spacing at the top and the bottom. I'll just move it down a fraction. Just make sure it's exactly where you want it. So you've got an even gap up here as down here. Take the backing off. Take the backing off while you're holding it there, so it's in the exact spot. Take the backing off one side. Doesn't matter which side. I'm doing the right side first. And then tuck that under and just push it down while it's all held in place in the centre, and push that down like so. I'm going to flip it around because it's easier to work on my right hand side. Take this one off, and it lays flat, so don't worry about pushing it up or anything. Tuck that one under and push it down flat. You can get your bone folder and run it in there as well if you wish, which I'm going to do both sides, just to make sure it's nice and secure. That's going to get a bit of movement, so you want to make sure. I wouldn't use liquid glue in there. I would use tape of some sort. And then when you close it, you can see how it comes in like that. Just perfect. And I found because of the bulk already, it pops up. So that's why I've put the ribbon at the side. So that's that one. Now, these pieces here, we'll go to them next. I'll put these panels on, but we'll do the decoration last. Fold these. Did I score these for you? No, I didn't. These are scored at, we'll go to our next page on this so I get to give you the right measurements. Done all that. The inner cross ones in half at 7 centimetres. So they're 14 centimetres long by 7 centimetres wide. So you're going to score both at 7 centimetres. Where did I put my other one? Under here. And another one at 7 centimetres. Not cut. We'll put that aside. I don't think there's much more cutting at all now, or scoring. So fold those in half down the centre. Actually, so they break down the fibres easy, I usually do both ways, especially on something that's getting a lot of movement. Fold them both ways, and then I'm going back to where I started. So it's made it a little bit more flexible. Now you want to open them as if you're opening a book, like so. And we're going to put one of those patterns and on each, on opposite sides, but this is personal choice where you want to put them. You can have all 4 the same. You can have 2, 1 at the top and 2 at the bottom. I will use my seal on these as well. I'll get it onto here. Sometimes this is quicker. Well, it's quicker than tape, but I wouldn't say it's quicker than the liquid glue, but I'm avoiding using the liquid glue because I'm sure it will end up over the edge, sticking where I don't need it. So these are going on the inside, whichever pattern you've chosen as the inside. These have got a direction on these little blue ones, light blue ones. Cloud cover. Still getting used to the names of the new in colours. I like most of them. The only one I'm not fussed on is the Timid Tiger. I'm not an orange person. I'm blues or pinks I love, just not orange. So I'm not sure that I'll use the Timid Tiger much, unless it depends what you put it with, I suppose. It goes nice with the daffodil, with the Darling Duckling one, which isn't too bad. It's not much different to the Daffodil Delight. It's probably a little bit brighter. So that's those two, and they go inwards. Now, what you need to do, you're going to put glue on these two sections here, and you're going to put this on here, and it'll go just above this center point. It'll probably, the top of it, line up with your DSP along the top there. That's how I would judge it. And you need it just to the on the right hand side of the score line. Don't put it exactly on the score line, because it's, when it opens up, the score line, the two score lines will line up like so. So just go to a little bit to the right, just a fraction, sitting on the edge. Now this is the one that I don't like to use glue, so you're going to bear with me, and I'm going to put tape on them when we find the end of it. I know it's going into a point here, but we shall work it. See how we go. I did use glue before, as I said, and it got quite messy. And also, excuse me, it takes a little while to set. You've got to hold it for quite a while, and if you do lift it, I'm going to go over the top of that one so it sort of gets the whole lot. You can do it on all 4 panels for this. I'll just put a little bit in the middle there. I'll do all 4 now, so we're ready to, but we're just going to put one at a time on. Well, the last 2 you do together. I'll explain it when I get to it. You sort of can get to the points if you cut your tape on an angle. It's not too bad. It just takes a little bit longer putting tape on, but believe me, it's worth it. How do I know? From experience. Unless you've got a quick drying glue that sort of instantly sets. I'll go this way with this one. I know you don't want me watching me do all my gluing, but maybe you're picking up some hints along the way. Normally I'll show you how I do another way of doing tape. I get the top of my liquid glue, my multi-purpose glue, and I'm right-handed, so I've got the tape in my right hand. I do this when I'm doing multiple cards. I'll go around this way for this one, and just lay your glue down, your tape down. I'm probably off camera there, and run that across like so. And when you get to the end, just give it a flick, although it flicked right out there, but that's fine. We'll leave that bit. It's a little bit hard on these corners. We'll put another piece in here. So just run that along there and give it a flick. Much quicker than I need to start on a straight edge. It's probably a little bit hard to tear it on a slant. That's not too bad. And then we'll go to the other way. making a giddy turning my card around everywhere. But believe me, it's well worth the effort if you put tape on these, and a piece in the middle. And I'm going to burnish all of those. My bone folder, just to secure them down. Where there's some overlap, you just peel them upwards from underneath. So that's all of those. Now, back to where we started. I'm not sure. I think I had it that way. Doesn't matter which way your designs are going. I'm going to put this one up here first. So we'll take the backing off that one. And then close it shut, and then with your folded edge in the center, line it up. I think it's best if you line it up with the top of your DSP there, and just almost to the score line on there. So long as you don't go above that top edge, and you need it out of that point, not in that point in the center. You've got a little bit of time to set it down, like so. So that's that one. And this one we're going to do as well, down the bottom. You do the two on one side first, and then there's an easy way to do the... Oh, I'm not having much luck today. That just hit my finger. It didn't pierce it, thank goodness. Probably end up with a bruise. Never had so many hits. Same here, level with the DSP at the bottom, and it's just down below that pointed section. So you've got about 1/8 of an inch in the center here, and just on the right hand side of the score line there, and push that down. Now this one here on the other side, you'll see when it goes like that, it's working fine on that side, and I'm so glad I used the tape. These you can take both off together. Oh, whoops, oh, that's not good. I might just put a little bit of, we'll see how it happens. I burnished that too. Oh, it's okay. I'll put a little bit of glue in there just to glue that tape down. Do both of these at once. It's not as easy as it, not as difficult as it looks. Now that lifted there, so I might put another little bit of tape to the side of it, just to make sure it's secured down. You go to all the trouble of doing a nice card. You don't want it coming apart, even if you're giving it to someone. That's better. So now they're with this side. All I'm going to do is put that there and bring this over and close it shut, like so. And then these have to pop up in the center, the two center ones. Actually, they come up that way. We'll push it like that. So that goes down into a valley, and as you can see, it's working beautifully. That's my turtle flap. Just looks like a turtle waddling along down to the beach. Just make sure, sometimes you need to just give them a little pull up to start, but they will just work themselves eventually. Now, just some decoration. All that mechanism is working fine. I have got some, we can lay this flat again. Got to remember where I put all of these. I've got some, this is out of the same DSP that I showed you before, and there's dies. I'll show you the stamp set. That one's going on the front, and that's the front, that's the front, and that's the back, and there should be another one of something wherever it's gone. got another greeting somewhere that I have mislaid. There should be 2 greetings. That one's for the front. I'll find it in a sec. That's my embellishments. Not sure where it went. It's not stuck to anything. I did have it all. There it is, upside down where you can't see the writing. And that one's going over there. So I'll show you all the pieces. Everyday arches, that's my arch at the back. And I've embossed one at the front just to put my big pot on, big vase on. I'll show you the stamp set. The stamp set's this one. So the dies cut out the paper, those flowers and that pot. There's dies in there that cut all the pieces out, even the flower. That's the flower and there's the pots. I should have used this greeting die, but I didn't. I used a different set. I realised afterwards that it had a set for it. This here I've embossed with the folder. This is the folder that goes with it, joined together. It's a 3D folder. That's that one there. These are the dies I've used. They're retired now. Thoughtful Expressions, that's those 2 dies there. Cone Flower Celebrations has got It's Your Day. And Celebrating You is from... not that one. I think it was, not sure which one it was from. It's in one of these. I had it out. Oh, it's that's the happy birthday that I'm putting on the front. I'm not sure where the Celebrating You is. I didn't get it out. But you can use any dies you like, any greetings you like. I'm not sure which one I used on that one. It's out of another set somewhere. I didn't get it out. Now I'm going to put all these flat inside only because you don't want any more bulk. And I will put them in with liquid glue when I get it to work. It was working. I do have another one somewhere. I'll get the other one out. Always have one handy. So we'll just put that, get it around the edges so that it doesn't lift too much. Tweezers. If I don't use tweezers, I end up with glue all over my fingers. So I've got that one to put up there. And another one the same. Over this side. I do love this paper. I love the whole stamp set. And it's easy to work in with different other greetings than what's in there. The ones that are in the set, I don't know if I'd use too many of them. It's Your Day is a nice one. But there's a happy belated birthday in that. But I don't think I'm ever late with a birthday, so I probably wouldn't use it that much. My cards, I usually post, if I'm posting a card, I post them a couple of weeks before. That one there. That's what I mean about the glue. I have got glue oozed out. I put a little bit too much. We'll just get a bit of a wipe. It'll dry clear. And then this one, we'll put a little bit less glue in the centre. And that one up there. So it's a little bit more decoration than the last one. Usually my sample one I don't put too much decoration. Just give this a pull up like so. Actually we've got that. I've put it on the wrong side. Oh, Laura. Let's see if we can get these up. Yes, we can. I forgot to put that I'd already put the other one on. So we're going to lift all of this and put it back down. Silly, silly me. Lucky we did use liquid glue. I don't think I'm going to get these up too well. Maybe. No. I shall fix those later. We've got pots upside down. I shall fix them. I can put another piece of DSP over the top. No, I'll ruin that if I do it. So just pretend that's the pots are up the right way. I should have checked that before I started. That's going like so, because this is my front. Maybe leave the front off until you finish. Do your inside first and do the front later. I couldn't pull that off because it's been on for quite a while. So this here, we shall fix the pots. I shall put, this glue is a bit too thick. So I've got this arch that I'm putting in first. I'm putting it lower to the bottom because I've got my greeting there to put on as well. Got glue on my fingers now. And then that I've got up on dimensionals. This one here is going at the top. Take the backs off those. If you have one thing go wrong, usually a few things go wrong when you're crafting. I'll put that right up the top in the center. And this is coming in here. We can put the vase to the bottom. I'll take the backs off these. That's all the backs off. Then we'll pop that down the bottom of there in the center. Pop all that up. Excuse my upside down pots. I was glad I got the greetings up. And then this is just going on the back for your writing panel. I don't normally like writing panels on the back, but there's really nowhere else to put it. If you put it down inside those side edges there, it's going to get covered all the time with your mechanism. So we shall. There was one bigger die. I could probably could have put another die around that, but that's plenty of space to write your greeting. And then we have some embellishments. We shall put some gold ones on. Some of these a bit bigger. I'm not putting embellishments inside because it'll make it too thick. We shall put these up here. And one big one on the pot, so we've got an odd number. There we go, all done. Just a bit of a boo-boo there. Just pretend my pots are up the right way. What I'll do, I'll try and get that up, or I'll just put another piece of this backing on and put some more pots on. It'll be a little bit thicker, but it's going to be okay because I've got the ribbon at the side. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. That's my sample one and my bit of an oopsie one that I've just done. We all make mistakes, but just don't put your front piece on first. Leave it till last once you've got all your panels in the right place. Thank you for watching and thanks for your patience. I shall see you all again next week. Bye for now.